the 4th month out, the Pnoe did a thing no vessel of my people would survive the committee to do. She lit her main drive against her own heading and began, at great expense, to go backward. There was a reason for it. The reason weighed 71 kilos and could no longer lift a hand to any task aboard. His name was Andreas. He went outside to free a survey drone from the debris skirt, and the skirt moved before he did. On my manifest, he was EVA 1. On theirs, he was the diver. I am the one who keeps the mass. Every kilo that burns and every kilo that stays passes my hand before it moves. So I did the thing I am for. I filed the objection. Objection, filed by the Loadmaster. Survey vessel Pnoe, day 119. Item, 1 crewman who no longer returns to duty. Function, none. Mass, 71 kilos. Recommendation, commit to space. Filed.
How much to turn her around?
41% of our return margin. We do not make Astapa Station after this. We make the one past it, 51 days later, and hungry the whole way.
Show me the hungry.
So I showed her, ration by ration, day by day, down the whole column, what each of them would not eat, so that 71 kilos of no further function could ride home in the cold.
Then we make the one past it. Hungry.
She signed it in under a minute. I had built the column over an hour, certain it would argue for me. It did not argue for me at all.
Maintenance note, day 40. The number 3 regulator whistles at depth. Nico says it is fine. Nico says everything is fine, right up until it is extremely not fine. I am logging it so that when it kills me, the record shows I was the smart one.
His hands. Do his hands first. He hated cold hands. Get the water hotter. He used to put them on my neck to wake me for watch. Ice, every time, laughing. Not cold now. Not for the crossing. Hot hands go home.
I did not understand the word crossing. I marked it. The way I mark a term, I will look up, and then not look up.
Personal note. Nobody logs these but me. The captain's girl, little Sophia, first transit, cried the whole first night, scared of all the black in the window. I told her the black is only water we have not reached yet. She sleeps with the shade up now. Somebody tell her grandmother that one. She will like it.
On New Kalimnos, the world these people come from, the water is warm and shallow and full of sponge, and the sponge is money, and you go down for it, holding your breath the way their grandfathers did, before the boats had engines. Some go down and do not come up. I had read all of this in the crew file. I had filed it under culture, which is my word for information I do not need. Among my own people, when one of us stops, we do not turn ships around. We reclaim. The water goes back to the water, the mineral to the mineral, the name struck from the roster the same hour, clean. It is not cruelty. We believe it is the deepest respect. Nothing of a person is wasted. All of them stays useful. I had believed this for 40 years without a crack in it. Captain, there is a way to recover the margin. My people's way. A reclamation. The water and the mineral return to the ship. 11 days of margin come back. He would still be aboard, in a manner. In every manner that a figure can hold.
You are offering to turn him into drinking water.
Into water and mineral and 11 days. It is not disrespect where I come from. It is the opposite.
I believe you. Where you come from. Do not make that offer again, and never make it where Nico can hear you. He is 19. He is holding on to something by a thread you have never once in your life had to hold. If it snaps, I do not get him back either.
I withdrew the offer. I understood that I had said something obscene in a language where I could not hear my own accent. I did not yet understand why. 3 days later, they used water to wash him again. Water the recycler rates at a premium. I filed. It is what I am. Objection, filed by the Loadmaster. Survey vessel Pnoe. Day 122. Item, 11 liters. Potable. Spent on a task with no operational return. Function, none. Recommendation, recovered to gray system. Filed.
Eat. You are turning the ship around too, whether you signed it or not. You may as well be hungry with the rest of us.
I ate the short ration. I told myself it was to observe them. I have since stopped telling myself things.
You owe me 8 credits. I am not forgetting it just because you got out of the transit early.
I priced it later, out of habit. 4 minutes of reactor time, less than a ration bar. The smallest line I have ever entered against the largest burn I have ever signed. What is the coin for? It buys nothing out here.
It is for the crossing, so he does not wait on the bank. So the one who ferries him across has his fare, and does not leave him standing at the edge of the water alone. You do not send someone to the far side with empty hands. Everybody knows this.
Everybody did not know this. I did not know this. I sat outside their circle with my slate full of figures, and for the first time in 11 years of keeping the mass, I could not find the column the coin went in. So I stopped looking for the column. I just watched. On the 44th hungry day, the ship remembered what we had spent. A stone the size of a knuckle came through the skirt and opened a coolant line, and she began to slew off her heading, and I did the fastest arithmetic of my life.
Loadmaster. Fastest correction. Now.
Vent non-essential mass aft to arrest the slew. It is the fastest correction. It is the correct correction.
Name the non-essential mass.
The aft hold, 71 kilos. 1 clean vent, and she steadies inside a minute. There is nothing else aft that is not load-bearing. You spent the margin. This is what the margin was for.
Find me another.
There is no other inside the numbers. I have run them. The only mass aft that no system needs is him.
Then we spend something the numbers do not have. Nico, suit up. You are going out to the line by hand.
Captain, he is lightheaded. He has not eaten a full ration in 6 weeks. The odds on a hand seal in a live slew are not good odds.
I know the odds. Nico knows the odds. Get him his air.
I have the line. It is bad. Coolant everywhere, freezing on contact. Give me light. Give me the light on my hands.
I watched a living diver, hungry, half his strength gone into a still man's passage home, go out into the exact kind of dark that had taken Andreas, rather than let me push Andreas out of the ship. I had the correct correction. I had it in my hand. And a 19-year-old spent himself so that I would never get to use it.
Sealed. She is steady. Bring me in. You do not leave a diver in the water. You do not. Not him. Not for a minute. Not for the ship. Not for anything.
I filed nothing that night. I sat with my slate dark, and I began, for the first time, to be afraid of what I was starting to understand. I had waited since day one for the resentment. In my people, it comes by day 3. A crew starves for cargo. The cargo had better move or breathe or pay. It never came. On day 48, they were still adjusting the straps that held him, so the turns of the ship would not jostle him. Grown crew, light-headed with hunger, spending strength to keep a still thing still.
Easy, easy. Nearly there now. You always hated the long transits. Nearly there.
He spoke to him as though the man could still be inconvenienced, as though the worst thing that could happen to Andreas now was a rough ride. I had filed him under mass. This crew had never once filed him under anything. He was still theirs. The cold had not transferred the account. I need to ask a thing, and I do not have the manners for it, so I will ask it plainly. He cannot know he was carried. It changes nothing for him. You starved a crew for 51 days, you burned a margin that nearly killed all of you, and you sent a boy into a live fault sooner than let him go. Why did you carry him?
On New Kalymnos, we go down for the sponge. I told you that.
You told me that.
I did not tell you the rule. It is older than the boats, older than the engines, older than the word we use for captain. You do not leave a diver in the water. You bring him up and you bring him home. Every time, however deep, however long.
For him.
Not for him. He is already home, or he is nowhere, and either way he is past needing us.
Then for whom?
For the next one who goes down, so that when he is at the bottom, in the dark, and the line is tangled, and his air is a number he can count on one hand, he goes down knowing the boat will not leave without him. That is the only reason a person goes into the water at all. Take it away, and no one ever goes down again. And then there is no sponge, and no boat, and no us.
And there it was. Not a kindness. A structure. They do not carry the still one home because it helps the still one. They carry the still one home so the living will go into the dark at all. It is the most expensive line in their whole economy, and it is the line that makes every other line possible. And I had it filed under culture. And then the second thing arrived, the one I have not been able to set down since. I am the alien on a human crew. I am the one who goes outside with a number for air on one hand. And I understood, on that bridge, with the home world coming up in the glass, that if the cold takes me out here, 70-odd kilos of no further function, this crew will light the drive and spend the margin and go hungry 51 days and send a boy into a fault and carry me to a world that is not mine and set a coin I cannot spend against my mouth so that I do not wait on the bank alone, and not one of them will file an objection. That is the thing that broke me. Not that they carried him, that they would carry me. Objection. Filed by the Loadmaster. Survey vessel Pnoe. Day 170. Item, myself. Function. I could not complete the field. For the first time, I could not name my own function because I had just learned that these people had never once decided a person was worth their function. I closed the form. I have not filed one since. They carried him down on their shoulders, the whole gaunt crew, and they would not let the dockhands take the weight, though the dockhands offered. At the bottom of the ramp, a woman was waiting who had his face in hers.
You came up. You came all the way up. Good boy. Good boy.
She said the thing you say to a diver who surfaces, not to the ferryman, to the diver. As though the whole cold dark between the debris skirt and this dock had been one long dive, and he had, at the very end of his air, come up. I stood at the top of the ramp with my slate, which had nothing on it that mattered, and I let them carry him past me, and I did not file a single thing. They have posted me on to keep the mass for another human crew. An archive world this time, a colony and empire struck from every register it keeps, so that on paper the 60,000 people who lived there never existed at all. No charter, no census, no crime. The empire is very confident. The empire has deleted everything. The empire has forgotten what I only just learned. These people do not stop writing things down, and I think I am beginning, at last, to understand why.